Hello, everyone. This is your market update for Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. Today, we're going to get the Fed minutes and we're going to see what they say. There were 4 dissents at the last meeting. One wanted rate cuts, while the other 3 just wanted to change the narrative from a cutting bias to a more neutral stance. So we'll see what those reveal. Over to this, I want to start today with the gold to silver ratio. I've pointed out before, roughly every 5 years, the gold to silver ratio makes a significant bottom, with the most recent here in January 2026, supporting the potential for another major low here around late 2030 to early 2031 is my guess. How low it goes, nobody knows until we get there. But this is when I think it'll probably be time to start selling your core silver and likely gold holdings, but in particular silver here at this point. If we go this other gold to silver ratio, I have a momentum indicator on here, and pretty much any time we see on the weekly chart prices dip below the lower boundary here, confirmed by a low in the momentum, that is usually signaling a significant turning point in the gold to silver ratio, and usually that's a good time to sell silver. We had our most recent reading here in January 2026, and now we are bouncing, and my guess is we're going to see this consolidate, maybe get back up to 80 at some point, but overall I think we're going to see this come back down into, again, late 2030 to early 2031 for the next significant low. And once we have a confirmed reading below the lower boundary, confirmed by momentum like we had here in January 2026, I'm guessing that'll be time to probably start selling our silver. Over to the chart, starting with gold, currently trading at $4,506, mostly consolidating, bouncing here a little bit. That's good. Overall, still following the 2006 analog, and we'll see if we get a little sideways churn here and then maybe a rebound into early June. Then I will be looking for prices to bottom again here into a mid-year low. Could be as soon as mid to late June or late July. Overall, I think prices are tracking this rather closely, and that's my preferred outlook at this time. If gold were to just slice below the 200-day moving average within the next few weeks, then I might have to adjust my outlook. But overall, I think we're probably going to see prices bottom, maybe 4,000 at the lowest, probably on the high end, maybe around 4,300 to 4,250. Over to the gold cycle indicator, I wanted to point out we are at 94. This is the first confirmed reading in minimum cycle bottoming, I think, since February of 2024. So gold is officially oversold for the first time in a few years. I think we could get a bit lower. I bet we could enter maximum cycle bottoming here in the next month or two. But right now we are at a confirmed oversold point. And if you really want to start accumulating, you could probably start too slowly here. Over to silver, currently at $75.92. We're bouncing here. Probably have to take out the late April low here around $72 to confirm a breakdown. But overall, I think we're going to test and probably dip below the 200-day moving average here into mid-year. Over to platinum, currently trading at $1,944. Again, I think we're probably going to dip below the 200-day moving average here. I see initial support around $1,750. That was the October high. In a worst case scenario, we could see a revisit of the 1,500 area with support running through here from the July high to the November, October lows. Over to GDX, finished down yesterday, 3.86%, finished just below the 200-day moving average. I imagine we're going to see a bounce here, and if it follows gold, I think we could see a little bit of a rebound here into month end, into early June, and then maybe finally dip below the 200-day moving average decisively into June or July for a mid-year low. And then finally, Bitcoin bouncing off the 50-day EMA. I think this was it for the end of the rebound. If we look again at the 200-day moving average, we see that we did bump up against it several times. If prices were to rebound off the 50 and then get decisive closes back above the 200-day moving average, then that could support a little bit higher of a bounce. But overall, I think we're probably going to bounce at the 50, maybe a few days, and then roll over. And then once we get decisively below this trend line, I think that would confirm the next leg lower is definitely underway. So that's it for now. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.